Man is back.
Oh, okay, oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash True Inferno. Back at it with the very first Pokemon Unite commentary video of the year. This is 2023. So my last video we talked about my top 10 movies of the year 2022. Now I'm about to talk top 10 movies of the year. And there's a lot of movies coming out this year. Some of my newer was like, whoa, where did these come from? But nevertheless, we don't talk about all of them, so I got top 10, and I got this looks like an honorable mention. So this is gonna be a long video. It's gonna be a popcorn, folks, and we're gonna get to this as fast as I can. So with all of that said, let's start it off as my phone went off. Let's start it off with number 10, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So this one is scheduled to come out March the 17th this year in the US. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about all these movies. I sincerely doubt all 21 of these movies that I'm gonna mention will be coming out this year. Like some of them are named like Untitled Project, well at least one or two. But I doubt all of these are coming out this year. But Shazam is definitely coming out this year since it got an early release date. So if you haven't seen the previews of this movie, basically when Billy Batson and his foster siblings, who transform into superheroes by saying Shazam, are forced to get back into action and fight the daughters of Atlas, they must stop them from using a weapon that could destroy the world in which they must travel in order to make peace with the gods because of Billy taking their powers for granted. So don't expect no cameo appearances from, like a Black Adam or a Superman or anything like that. But this should still be a good movie nevertheless, because I like the idea about the whole, Billy take his powers for granted, so he may be penalized for it. That could cost the safety of the world. So, very interesting movie. So this joint, by the way, is distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures, and the production companies involved are New Line Cinema, DC Studios, the France Company, and 7 Bucks Productions. So this is number 10. I'm like, there's the other 9 movies in my opinion are better than this, but this is better than all the other honorable mentions out there. So that's why this is number 10 on this list. Now then, let's move on to number 9, The Marvels. Okay, this one is going to be very, very interesting. So first of all, this one comes out July 28th of this year under Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures. That's the distribution. And the production company is Marvel Studios. So the premise goes as follows. I've seen no videos of this one, but we can check it out. The premise goes as follows. Following the events of Miss Marvel, which came out in 2022. So that's the series that was on Disney Plus. I need to watch it. I haven't seen that yet. Carol Danvers, Kamala Khan, and Monica Rambeau, how you pronounce the last name, began swapping places with each other every time they use their powers and must team up to figure out why. Now, I'm not familiar with the full story involving the Marvels or anything like that, but this is going to be very interesting because obviously Captain Marvel's in this movie, and then you also got Miss Marvel, the kid who had her own show, and then you got the black chick from WandaVision who gained powers. So that's going to be very interesting to see how all 3 of them will be connected. I can't wait to see this. And also, I have no clue. Well, I have no clue who the villain going to be. So let me read on with the cast. So basically, we know Amir, Muniba, and Yusuf will be back. And there is going to be a villain, but we don't know who the villain is. So that's going to be very interesting. So very interested to see what will happen here. I can't wait to see what will happen with this movie. Can't wait to see who the villain is and how this would connect with the other Marvel movies. This is a part of Phase 5, by the way. So, and by the way, Phase 4 is done. Phase 4 is now done. And there are some shows that I haven't seen, but Phase 4 is indeed done. And we are now getting into Phase 5. I can't wait to see what will happen here. So let's check out number 8. Number 8, Fast 10. Oh boy, so this one right here, this one should be the last one. It's the 10th installment of the Fast and Furious series. And yeah. Well, hold on. So the 10th main installment rather, and the 11th movie overall, because that one movie counts as well. So this, based on what I'm hearing, this should be the last one. And let me see. I think this is a 2-part finale. So this is probably part 1. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So there's not much of a premise here. I haven't seen any videos of this. Following the events of F9, Cypher and Dante unite in their fight against Dominic Toretto and his crew, who are assisted by Tess. And Tess is played by Brie Larson. Also, John Cena will be back in this movie as well. So that's going to be interesting. However, there is no scene, there's no word about The Rock being in this movie. So that's going to be very interesting. So yeah, I have to remember the movie, Hobbs and Shaw. That's the other movie. So according to what I just read, this should be part 1 of a 2-part movie. So, and this is going to be the finale. So I can't wait to see how this goes. Now, this one comes out May 19th. And it's distributed by Universal Pictures. And oh my gosh, the production companies involved. There's a lot of them. Origin Films, One Race Films, Rolf and, well, I'm going to butcher this name here. Rolf/Kutschenbaum Films. Oh, I think I pronounced that correctly. Also, Perfect Storm Entertainment. Oh, okay. So, there you go with that. And this is going to be very exciting. Very, very exciting. I can't wait to see what will happen here. So, that's my number 8 movie of the year. Now, let's move on to number 7. Creed 3. All right, so this one will come out March the 3rd of this year. It will be distributed by United Art Releasings in the U.S. and Warner Brothers Pictures, which is international. And the production companies involved are Metro Goldwyn Mayer Pictures, Chart Off Winker Productions, Balboa Productions, Proximity Media, and the last one is Out Tier Society. Okay, so you've probably seen the trailer for this one because I know I have. So here's the synopsis. After the events of Creed 2, Adonis Donnie Creed is thriving in both his boxing career and family life. When a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy, Damian Dame Innocent, resurfaces after serving a long sentence in prison, he is eager to prove that he's deserved his shot in the ring. The face-off between former friends is more than just a fight. To settle the score, Donnie must put his future on the line to battle Dame, a fighter who has nothing to lose. This is going to be sick. I cannot wait for this one. This is going to be really, really good. And again, there's going to be no Rocky Maivia in this movie at all. Just like in Creed 2, that he was in that one. I can't wait for this one. This one's going to be really, really, really fun to watch. I cannot. Wait. He was in Rocky 2. I mean, he was in Creed 2. My bad. I thought he wasn't. But yeah, so he's not in this one. As my phone keep going off. So I can't wait for this one to drop. This is going to be a very good movie. But the other 6 movies I think would be better. So let's get to them, shall we? Number 6, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Okay, so we all should know about this one. We also seen some trailers about this one. So this one's going to be released. Oh, this is interesting. Despite Mario being like Japanese product, it's going to come out in the United States first, April 7th, and then it's going to come out in Japan, April 28th. So the distribution will be done by Universal Pictures, and the production companies are Universal Pictures and Nintendo Illumination, or Nintendo and Illumination. So yeah, those are 2 separate companies. So let's see. There's no premise or synopsis or anything like that, which is interesting. But based on what I have seen, I can give you one. So basically, Mario and Luigi, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but Mario and Luigi enter the world of that belong to Princess Peach Toadstool, and Bowser is looking for stars to try and rule the world, and of course Mario got to stop him from doing so. So there's going to be a lot of cameos. We're talking Super Smash Brothers, Super Smash Bros, and Mario Kart. So, and it's got a lot of interesting cast in terms of doing the voice acting and stuff like that. So we're talking Chris Pratt, who we all know is going to be playing Mario, who's under the huge amount of pressure here. And let's see, anybody else that I recognize? Jack Black, who we know is going to be Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, who would voice Bowser, and actually Keegan-Michael Key is going to voice no, Jack Black gonna be Bowser. I'm like, wait a minute, that don't look right. Oh, Seth Rogen gonna be Donkey bitch ass. Keegan-Michael Key will be Toad. Jack Black obviously will be Bowser, and even the voice of Mario, Charles Martinet, how you pronounce the last name, will appear in a cameo as well. So this is gonna be very interesting. This is gonna be very interesting. I can't wait to see the characters that are gonna be in this movie, how they would get involved, and things of that nature. We know Luigi gonna be in there, Yoshi gonna be in there. So there's gonna be some very interesting stuff if I do say so myself. Now then, let's move on to number 5, The Flash. So this one was originally supposed to come out last year, but it didn't. Now it's been pushed back to this year. So here's the thing with this one. This one is scheduled to be released on June the 16th. And the distribution is done by Warner Brother Pictures. And the production companies are Warner Brother Pictures, DC Studios, Double Dream, and the Disco Factory. So this is and really the story and who apparently going to be showing up in this movie is why this is top 5. Barry Allen, the Flash, travels back in time to prevent his mother's murder, which brings unintended consequences to his timeline. So there is an animated movie that somewhat highlights this, and it does not. Oh my gosh, it does not end well. It really, really don't. It's crazy. So here's who's going to be in this movie. Obviously, you know, his father, Henry Allen, going to be in this movie. And we got 2 Batmans. We got Michael Keaton Batman and Ben Affleck Batman. That's going to be very interesting. So let me read about this one. The original version arranged from Barry's timeline and the leader of the Justice League. So director Andy, I'm not going to pronounce the last name, said the character has a substantial emotional impact on the film through his relationship with Barry, in part because their mothers were both murdered. Affleck says his scenes in the film were his favorites as the character and a nice finish for his time as Batman up to that point. So, yeah, there's that. I can't wait to see the 2. I highly doubt the 2 Batmans will meet up because they probably gonna be different timelines, maybe different dimensions. I don't know. Also, by the way, General Zod will be in this movie, who was in the Man of Steel movie as well, along with his second in command. Supergirl will be in this movie. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting, and then it's gonna be interesting to see who else will show up in the movie. I can't wait to see this one, assuming that comes out this year. So this is gonna be very, very good because of the story and combination of the characters that are going to be in this movie, similar to the Super Mario Brothers movie, but this one should be better. Speaking of things that are better, let's move on to number 4, Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. Another DC movie, and to be honest, this is the last DC movie that you're going to see in the top 4, although there's one more DC movie that I'm going to mention at some point. But check this out. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not sure how realistic this is, but this is scheduled to be released on Christmas Day in the U.S. And the distribution company is Warner Brother Pictures, obviously. And the production companies are DC Studios, the Safran Company, Atomic Monster Productions. So there's that. Now, can we get a... No, we don't have a premise or a synopsis, so I have no idea what this movie is going to be about. But looking at the cast, obviously Aquaman would be in this. And Nudio Volko, I have no clue who that is, but they're going to be... That character is going to be in the movie. Or Maria is going to be in this movie. King Nareyes, going to be in the movie. Black Manta is going to be in the movie. David Kane. So that's going to be sick. Obviously, he has to be in this movie since he survived the last movie. Tom Curry going to be in it. And Atlanta, who is Aquaman's mom, going to be in this. And Murray is going to be in this as well. Also, Ben Affleck is going to be in this movie as Batman. And yeah, that's going to be funny. And also Randall Park, who's going to be Stephen Shin. Gonna be in this movie. Okay, who is a marine biologist upset with finding Atlantis. Okay, I wonder who that is. Okay. And Atlant, I had no clue who that is, gonna be in this movie as well. The first king of Atlantis. Stingray gonna be in it. And Carl Sean, I had no clue who that is, gonna be in this as well. And yeah. So not much there in terms of a synopsis, in terms of a premise. I have no clue. And it's gonna be very interesting to see how this movie goes, what will happen, who's going to be the main villain, assuming I didn't name them already. And yeah, and the first Aquaman movie was good. Like, this was one of the great things about the DC, film series or whatever. This, the first Wonder Woman movie, and the Justice League Director's Cut, even though I haven't seen that yet. I need to see that at some point. So those three things were like the only shining light to this whole DC film fiasco right here. So not counting the Batman that came out last year. That was a great movie. So I can't wait to see how this goes. I'm not sure if it's going to come out this year. I think it'll be pushed back. That's my honest opinion because of how late this movie going to be dropping on Christmas Day. I'm not sure how realistic that is. And the fact that we don't have a premise or a synopsis. So I truly believe that this is going to be pushed back. But if it don't get pushed back, this is, in my opinion, going to be top 4. Now, let's move on to number 3. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So we finally made it back to the Marvel movies. And here's the thing. The Marvel movies going to take the top 3 spot here. So this one is going to be released February the 17th. And the distribution company is Warner Brothers Studios Motion Pictures, obviously. And the production company is Marvel Studios, also, obviously. So here's the synopsis. Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hope's parents, Hank Pym and Jeanette Van Dyne, and Lang's daughter, Cassie, go on a new adventure exploring the quantum realm that pushes their limits and pit them against Kang the Conqueror. Now, we did see Kang the Conqueror in the what's his name? The movie about Thor's brother. I can't think of his Loki. We saw him in Loki. So this is going to be very interesting to see how Kang would play a role here and possibly in relation with Loki. So, and I did see Loki, by the way. So, yeah, this is the first film of Phase 5, by the way. This is the very first film right here. So, that's interesting. And I can't wait to see how this goes. If you're expecting like cameo from other Marvel characters outside from the ones that I named, yeah, don't get your hopes up. It don't look like that's going to be the case. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. Maybe they'll show up in the end credits, so that's a thing. But in terms of actually showing up in the main part of the movie and playing a part, I don't think that's going to happen. But nevertheless, this should be a top 3 movie of the year, in my opinion. I can't wait to see how this goes. Now then, let's move on to number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. So this one gonna drop May the 5th. And obviously, you know the deal. Distribution done by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. And production company is Marvel Studios as well. I can't wait for this one. So here's the thing. After purchasing Nowhere from the collector, the Guardians of the Galaxy attempt to make it a safe haven for alien refugees. But after a brutal attack, Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, must lead the Guardians on one last dangerous mission to protect one of their members that could lead to the team dissolving. So, here's the thing about this movie. There's been word that Batista will no longer play Drax, possibly after this movie. I don't know. Now, this was rumored a long time ago. I'm not sure how legit that is, but we shall see. And this is also part of Phase 5 as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So Gamora going to be in this, and I can't wait to see how she's going to interact with the Guardians based on what happened going back to the Marvel movies, Endgame and Infinity War. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously, Nebula going to be in this movie. Mantis is going to be in this movie. Groot, Rocky, the whole squad. And somebody named Adam Warlock will be in this movie. And that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see that. And Aisha going to be in this movie. Let's see. And I'm naming characters, not actual names. Also, Starkart Ogard will be in this movie. Kraglin going to be in this one. Cosmo the Space Dog. Now, that's interesting. And the High Evolutionary. Oh, man, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be crazy. That's going to be really, really crazy. And, of course, they're going to be, like, in credit scenes and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see how that would go. And if maybe subsequent, let's take a look at the future. So let me read this real quick. Gunn, who I think is like the director, yes, he's the director and the writer for this movie, James Gunn. So Gunn basically said in April 2017 that a 4th Guardian of the Galaxy film could happen, though it will likely center on a new group of characters since Gunn planned to conclude the story of the team of the previous films in Volume 3. Now, I'm not familiar with the comments, so I'm not sure there's another Guardian of the Galaxy squad out there. It could be, I don't know. But let's continue rather. Later in September, Gunn felt that he was unlikely to return for another Guardians film, but noted that he would continue to work with Marvel Studios on other projects that use the Guardians and cosmic characters. One such project from Gunn was a film centered on Drax and Mantis, which Batista called brilliant. However, in May 2021, Batista had not heard any further updates regarding it, feeling Marvel Studios were not very interested or it doesn't fit into the way they have things mapped out. Gunn confirmed in September 2019 that he intended for Volume 3 to be his last Guardians film, which he reaffirmed in May 2021. In July 2021, Gillian expressed her desire to continue to play Nebula after Volume 3. Okay, so that's good. So a lot of confusion regarding what will happen after Volume 3 here. It's possible that a Volume 4 might still exist, but these characters might not be in it. So that's going to be very, very interesting, if I do say so myself. All right, so before we get to number 1, here are my honorable mentions, starting from worst to the first honorable mention. Barbie. Yes. Barbie is yeah, this is actually a thing. Barbie is having a movie. So this joint coming out July 21st, distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. And the productions would be done by Lucky Chap Entertainment. That's the one. Mattel Films, okay, and Heyday Films. So the premise here, after being expelled from Barbie Land for being a less than perfect looking doll, Barbie sets off for the human world to find true happiness. Wow, really? So Barbie is excluded. Basically, she got kicked out of her own world. Yeah. So this is more likely I'm not seeing this movie, but I think it would be funny if I heard something funny about this movie. I don't know, but it's Barbie. Like, it's noteworthy. You know, I knew of Barbie since I was a kid. I never played Barbie, but I knew of it. You know, so this is like it's somewhat of a joke, but really is not. Like this is somewhat serious right here. This is Barbie. We have to be real here. So. But at the same time, it's still Barbie, and I'm a guy, so this ain't my type of movie, which is why it's dead last on my honorable mention list. The untitled Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. So, there is a sequel in the works, and there's no definitive release date for this last time I checked. So, this is going to be interesting. I did not see the first Ghostbusters movie, and it's going to be very interesting. So this is supposed to come out December 20th. More likely it's not coming out this year. If they don't have a title, if there's not much info on it, and it is scheduled to be coming out later this year, then yeah, that means that it's not coming out this year. It's not coming out this year. But it's still worth noting that it is at the moment scheduled to be released this year, but I highly doubt it. I think it'll be pushed back next year. Moving on. Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, this one gonna be coming out apparently August 11th of this year. I might be in Japan during that time. I don't know. So the distribution will be done by Sony Picture Releasings, and the production will be done by Columbia Pictures PlayStation Productions, Trigger Street Productions, and 2.0 Entertainment. So here's the premise. Based on a true story, a teen Gran Turismo player applies his skills to competitions the world over on the road to become a real race car driver. Okay. I just see real race cars. I'm thinking like this is a virtual guy who's trying to be real, like Barbie. But yeah, I might check that out. I don't know. I never really played the Gran Turismo games, but I might check that out. I have no idea. But it again, it's still worth noting this is Gran Turismo. So let's keep it moving. The Expendables Part 4. So they're still going on with the Expendable thing. So this is scheduled to be released September 27th this year. Distribution will be done by Lionsgate, and the production companies involved are Vertice Cine, I'll probably butcher that, and Millennium Media. So the premise goes as follows. The film depicts a nuclear conflict between Russia, Russia and the United States that the Expendables are drawn into. So Sylvester Stallone will be back. Jason Strahan will be in this one. Dolph Lundgren will be in this one, and Randy Couture will be in this as well. 50 Cent will be in this movie. That's going to be interesting. Megan Fox, Tony Jaa, Jacob Scorpio, Levin Tron, Shayla Shaw, and Eddie Hall will be in this movie as well. And yeah, that's going to be very interesting if I do say so myself. Also, Andy Garcia will be a CIA agent. So I never really seen any of the Expendable movies, but with 50 Cent in this one might be very interesting, to say the least. So that's going to be interesting. All right, moving on. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So this one probably going to be there's going to be a two-parter right here. So this is scheduled to be released July 14th, and the distribution will be done by Paramount Pictures, and the production companies will be Skydance and TC Productions. So what's the premise for this movie? There isn't one, based on what I see. So I think I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if I saw a video, a trailer for this. I don't think I have. Now, by the way, the sequel part 2 is set to be released June 28, 2024, by the way. So there you go with that. And this is the sequel to Mission Impossible Fallout, which came out 2018, by the way. Now, again, I have no clue what this movie going to be about, but if you're a fan of Mission Impossible, then you might like it. You know, Tom Cruise will be back in this movie. So there's that. And yeah, so keep your eyes on this one to see what the trailer presents to everybody and whether or not it's going to be coming out. Okay, it could get pushed back. I doubt it's in part 2, got a release date. So there's that. Moving on. Transformers Rise of the Beast. So this one is scheduled to be released. This is going to be interesting. I've seen this trailer. This one going to be released June 9th, in the U.S. And it'll be distributed by Paramount Pictures, and the production companies will be Skydance, Entertainment One, D. Bonaventura Pictures, New Republic Pictures, and Bay Films. Now, the premise is in the year 1994, a pair of human archaeologists from Brooklyn came into an ancient conflict through a globe-trotting adventure with the Autobots that ties in with 3 factions of the Transformer race: the Maximals, the Predacons, and the Terracons. Oh yeah. So there was a cartoon. I forgot what the cartoon was called. Beast Wars, Transformers Beast Wars. I forgot what the cartoon. Yeah, Beast Wars. Transformers Beast Wars. I did used to see that cartoon. So that's why I'm a bit intrigued to watch this one. I'm a little bit intrigued to watch it, even though I have not seen any of the Transformers movies. So I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. If I'm here that is good, then I may go and watch it. But we have to wait and see for that one. We have to wait and see for that one. All right, let's move on. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones is back, and this one's supposed to be released June 30th of this year. I did see a trailer for this one. The distribution will be done by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, and the production will be done by Lucasfilms Ltd. Now, here's the premise. In 1969, American archaeologist and adventurer Indiana Jones lives against the backdrop of the space race. Jones is uneasy over the fact that the U.S. government has recruited former Nazis to help beat the Soviet Union in the competition to make it to space. His goddaughter, Helena, accompanies him on his journey. Meanwhile, Jürgen Voller, a NASA member and ex-Nazi involved with the moon landing program, wishes to make the world into a better place as he sees fit. So, again, if you're a fan of the Indiana Jones scenario, then you might like this one. I have not seen any Indiana Jones movie, so I will be passing on this one. It's not my cup of tea. But again, it's still, you got to note this. You still got to talk. It's Indiana Jones. I don't recall when the last Indiana Jones movie came out. So, I think 1981. So, this obviously got to be honorable mention right here. And then, yeah. So, if you're a fan of the Indiana Jones, I would suggest you watch it. Otherwise, it's your choice. All right, let's move on. The Little Mermaid. So, here's the deal with The Little Mermaid. There's some controversy with this one, and I know about this one, but I'll get to it in a second. Moving on, though, this movie will be dropping May 26th in the U.S. Now, the distribution will be done by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, production companies, Walt Disney Pictures, Lucamore Productions, Mark Platt Productions, and 5,000 Broadway Productions. So, the promise goes as follows. The Little Mermaid tells the story of Ariel, the youngest. Oh, and by the way, she's played by Haley Bailey, by the way. The youngest daughter of King Triton, the ruler of the underworld kingdom, Atlantica. Obviously, if you've seen the original movie, you know how this goes. But just in case. Ariel, already fantasized by the worlds of humans, fall deeply in love with the quote-unquote handsome Prince Eric after saving him during a shipwreck. and resolve to meet him in the world above water. Her quest brings her in conflict with her father and in the clutches of the scheming sea witch Ursula. So it's basically a retelling of the original Little Mermaid movie, the anime movie that came out in the 90s. And I saw that movie, good movie, all that jazz. So while I more than likely won't be going to see this one unless, I have a date or something. I don't know, and they want to see it. Then, it is what it is. But there's controversy because the person playing the Little Mermaid is black, is African American. And people want to say, well, wait a minute, no, the Little Mermaid isn't black, she's white. And I'm like, why do y'all care? Like, bro, it's not like the Little Mermaid, even though the original movie was a great movie, and if you were to look up Little Mermaid through other medias, whether the movie, whether I'm not, did they have a show? I didn't have an animated series once upon a time. Like I think they had a sequel, like The Little Mermaid 2. I didn't see that one. And even the Kingdom Hearts games rather, with the Little Mermaid in it. You would think that Ariel would be right, but it is what it is. It's weird. It's very, very weird. But it depends on how Haley plays Ariel. Like she does a good job. Why you care she's black? It's one of those interesting things because I'll be honest, like if this was like, for example, The Last Airbender, where they got white people to play those characters, yeah, they didn't fit the character. They didn't look right. And I'll be one of the ones who would say that. So that's why it's iffy with this, because it's like Ariel is usually right, I guess. Although there was some stories that said, well, once upon a time, the Little Mermaid was black or something. I don't know. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it is worth to note that, yeah, this is a controversy. So that's really the only reason, well, that's the main reason why this is on the list. And it's so high on my honorable mention list because of the controversy. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's move on. Blue Beetle. So here's another DC film that is on my list. So this one comes out on my birthday, August 18th, and I will be in Japan, more than likely. So the distribution will be done by Warner Brothers Pictures, and the production companies involved are DC Studios, Entertainment One, S&K Pictures, and the Safran Company. So there's no premise, synopsis like that of this movie. All we know is obviously we got the Blue Beetle, who is Jamie Reyes, who is a teenager who gained superpowers when an alien Blue Beetle scarab grabs onto him, forming a powerful exoskeleton around his body. So looking at the cast, nothing really spectacular in terms of cameos from other heroes or villains. I have no clue who the villain is, unless it's Carplax, the Indestructible Man. And even with that, I have no clue who that is. But it's still worth noting, it's a Blue Beetle movie. So gonna be interested to see how this goes. I can't wait to see it, which will be sometime after we return from Japan. So yeah, there's that. Now then, next honorable mention, House Party. So this was coming out actually really soon. Like this one coming out January the 13th. So I've seen the trailers for this one, and distribution will be done by Warner Brothers Pictures, and the production companies are New Line Cinema, Fifth Season, and Spring Hill Company. So the premise goes as follows. Out of money, down on their luck, and freshly fired from their low-lift jobs as house cleaners, aspiring club promoters and best buds Damon and Kevin decides to host the party of the year at LeBron James' exclusive mansion, the site of their last cleaning job. So LeBron James is out, and they having a host party. And this is going to be crazy. And you won't believe who's in this movie. We talk, obviously, LeBron James in this movie. Bill Bellamy's in this movie. And a lot of these guys are playing themselves. Lil Wayne is in this movie. Snoop Dogg's in this movie. Kid and Play will be in this movie. Since this is somewhat based as that. Anthony Davis will be in this movie. This is going to be crazy. Really, really crazy. I can't wait to see this one. This may surprise some people. I think it's an honorable mention. But like, if any of my top 10 movies does not show up this year or they fail to deliver, this one could crack my top 10. I truly believe this could crack my top 10. All right, there's one more honorable mention, and then we can get to my number one movie of the year. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I have no clue this was a thing until I looked up these movies. So this is scheduled to be released April 4th of this year. Again, I might be in Japan. And the distribution will be done by Paramount Pictures. And the production companies are Paramount Animations, Nickelodeon Movies, obviously, and Point Grey Pictures. So, after years of being sheltered from the human world in the sewers of New York City, 4 turtle brothers who spent their lives learning Jujitsu set out to the surface to be accepted as normal teenagers when their new friend April O'Neil helps them take on a notorious crime syndicate and an army of mutants. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in this movie will be teenagers. They will not be grown. They will be teenagers. So that's going to be cool. I can't wait to see this one. I'm a Turtle fan. And yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. So I can't wait for this one to drop. So with all that said, we all know what number 1 is. So say it with me after I say number 1. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, folks. Here's the deal. So this one is scheduled to be released June 2nd, and it will be distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing, and the production companies involved are Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures Animation, Marvel Entertainment, TSG Entertainment 2, Arad Productions, Lord Miller Productions, and Pascal Pictures. So here's the premise. When Miles Morales is unexpectedly approached by his best friend and love interest, Gwen Stacy, who is from another universe, by the way, to complete a mission to save every universe of spider people from a mysterious new villain who could cause a catastrophic disaster, Miles is up for the challenge. He and Gwen journey through the multiverse together and meet its protectors, a group of spider people known as the Spider Force. However, Miles finds himself at odds with both the Spider Force and Gwen on how to handle the threat. So we talking about a lot of Spider-Man in this one. Also, the Vulture will be in this one as well. So very interesting stuff, if I do say so myself. Now, by the way, this was scheduled to be released last year, but due to COVID, they pushed it back. Now, this is a part 1 of a 2-part film, if memory serves correctly, unless they change it up on me or something like that, I don't know. But the next one is going to be called Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. And then that will be dropping March 29th of 2024. And then they're going to be a female-focused spin-off film. Actually, I thought it was going to be 2 of them. So that's going to be very interesting as well. So this, to me, is going to be movie of the year. Like the original Spider-Man movie, you know, the Into the Spider-Verse. That one was really, really dope. This one should be no exception. It got the same art style. I can't wait for this one. To me, this is going to be the best movie of the year. Without question, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse will be the number 1 movie of the year. And I'm going to call it a wrap from there because this is a really long video. So with all that said, y'all know what this is. This is brand new Jake Aspie, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.